Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit and this is the Royal Enfield Hunter Retro variant. Now you know that I've already done a very detailed review of the Hunter Metro variant in Bangkok, Thailand. But in this review, I am going to talk primarily about who this motorcycle is for, what are the differences, not just in terms of the features, but from the seat of the pant experience while riding this motorcycle, and who should be going for the retro variant and who should be going for the metro variant. I'm not going to talk about the technical changes which have been made over, say, the Meteor or the Classic, because I've already done that at length, and you can watch my video on our channel. Everything about this motorcycle in our 20+ minute video has been explained in detail. Today I'm only going to talk about the differences and who this motorcycle is for. So let's first talk about the changes which really matter while you're riding, and in that context I think the tires are a very important difference between the two motorcycles. So you get a 100 section tire here, and the tire here is a Seat Zoom Plus, and at the rear you have a 120 section tire, again a Seat Zoom XZ tire, and the tires on the Metro variant are different. You have a 110 section tire up front there and a 140 section tire there. Not just that, I really believe that the grip on the tires is very different. Those tires don't tramline so easily, and if you want to go faster, if you want to be leaning your motorcycle harder, if you're someone who's more of a sportier rider, someone who wants to go corner carving, because this motorcycle lends itself for that purpose, then you should definitely go for the Metro, because the footprint of that motorcycle is stronger. The shoes that that motorcycle wears have more grip, and if you want to be going faster in essence, or go leaning around corners, then the Metro variant is the variant to go for. The other part of the equation which makes Metro even more desirable is the fact that the braking on that motorcycle is much stronger than here. 153 drum brakes at the rear are definitely not as competent as the 270 discs that you have on the Metro. Also you get a dual channel ABS there, you don't get that here. So all of that really makes the Metro a more capable motorcycle if you are going to be riding it faster and if you are going to be leaning it around corners. So that is one thing. The other thing is the seat as well, because in my personal experience the seat on the Metro variant is not just different looking, it has a ribbed surface here, but that seat is also more comfortable in terms of its foam density. And my experience with this motorcycle for whatever time I rode it for today was that I found the Metro, which I rode for a very long distance, more comfortable than this motorcycle. So that again is another difference. Now purely from a usability perspective, another big thing that you need to know is that these tires are tube tires, and if you are going to be taking this motorcycle for long distance touring where sometimes you won't be able to repair the tires in case of puncture very easily, then again the Metro variant is the option to go for, because these would be a little bit more difficult to repair. You'll also have alloy wheels there and spokes here, so that again is a factor that you have to consider. Apart from that, from a performance perspective, rest of the motorcycle is the same. There are visual changes, feature related changes, but they won't affect the performance, and in that sense I honestly believe that the Metro variant is a superior variant. And if you want a motorcycle which you want to be riding faster and you want to be riding more sportily, the Metro variant is the one to go for. That apart, we also need to talk about who should buy this motorcycle. So if you're someone who's associated or attracted towards Royal Enfield as a brand, from a very classic standpoint, someone who likes Royal Enfield in a very classic manner, then this is the motorcycle for you. If you want to be using the motorcycle in a gingerly fashion at slow to moderate speeds within the city or while cruising on the highway, this motorcycle is perfect. There is absolutely no problem. So unless you want to hustle it, you can definitely go with the Retro variant as well. Also, if you like the old worldly charm of the bullets, when you sit on this motorcycle, when you swing a leg around, the look that this pinstriping, the golden pinstriping gives you from the rider's POV is very different from how it feels when you are on the Metro variant, and in that sense it warps you back in time and it makes you feel like you're riding an old school motorcycle. So if you want a more classic motorcycle, this would definitely appeal a lot more to you, but you need to be sure that you don't hustle this motorcycle too much. This is for easy riding, for cruising, for city riding, because performance wise the engine and the transmission, the suspension and everything else is the same. The suspension here is slightly on the firmer side, but it's not uncomfortable. And if you're looking for a properly classically styled motorcycle, then this is the option to go for. Now let's talk about the other changes that are there on the two motorcycles. And apart from the difference that I mentioned already, the spoke versus the alloy wheels, the blinkers here are square, while on the Metro variant you have angular blinkers. The switch gear is also very different, and you don't get the fancy new rotary kind of switch gear that you get on the Meteor and the Classic and the Hunter Metro variant. On this one you have more basic switch gear. Here you don't even get a hazard button, so that again is a differentiator. You have only two colors here, this black and a classic silverish white color. The tail lamp here is a bulb, it's not an LED unit like the Metro. The rear blinkers also here are square, not angular. You get only two colors unlike the Metro where you have six. The seat, as I mentioned, is a little different. It's not as good as the Metro variant. Then this grab rail also is different from the one that you get on the Metro variant. And there you have a twin piece unit, here you have a single steel unit. And the other big difference is the instrument console. Here you have a properly analog unit with a very small digital component. So you have the speedo here, you have a neutral indicator but no gear indicator. You have two trip meters and an odo and a fuel gauge, and that's it, unlike the Retro variant where you have a lot more feature, including the gear indicator, which is required by a lot of you these days. So these are all the changes, and purely in technical terms, I believe if you have to pick one out of the two as the most superior motorcycle, definitely the Metro is the most superior motorcycle. So if you have the money and if you want to be riding it fast, go with the Metro, no problems. You should not be asking this question. But if you're someone who's more old school, wants a more classic look, wants to be riding it in an easy pace manner, doesn't want to be riding it hard around corners, then this variant is the one for you, and it costs less as well. And the difference between the two is anywhere from 15 to 20,000 rupees ex showroom. 1.5 lakh rupees ex showroom is the price of this motorcycle in Delhi, and 1.66 lakh rupees is the price for the Metro variant. And if you are into this classically styled kind of a thing, then that money is very well saved. I really hope that I was able to answer your questions about this motorcycle as much as I could. If you still have any questions, you can put them down in the comment section. I'll be very happy to answer all the questions that you have. And until next time, this is Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and ride safe.